Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Wish you all a happy Snana Purnima day. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki Jai. Today is a very, very auspicious, very special day. Today is the appearance day of Lord Jagannath. So there is a very grand festival as you can see here. Lord is bathing pretty much in Jagannath Puri all day. Everybody is bathing the Lord. So today is that day, the appearance of the Lord Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra Maiya. So we welcome all of you for this beautiful festival, saying Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So without much further ado, so I'll hand over the mic.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now we are going to have a katha by His Grace Anuttam Prabhu and Rukmini Mataji. But after that, we'll have the special Hathi Vesh Darshan. As you know, Lord Jagannath, after the bathing ceremony, gives the Hathi Vesh Darshan. So the Hathi Vesh Darshan will culminate in a Arati, and if you want to sponsor Arati for the Hathi Vesh, which is going to be around 8:30, 8:45, you can sponsor for $151, wherein we are going to give you this beautiful Arati Thali, which you can take home. This beautiful Arati Thali, you can take home. So anybody would like to sponsor the Mahaarati for Hathi Vesh today for $151? Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, Anuja Mataji, for sponsoring with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Anyone else would like to sponsor the Mahaarati for Hathi Vesh for 151? Anyone else would like to sponsor? Just show of hands. We have Sushil Prabhu. Let's thank Sushil Prabhu and family with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Anyone else would like to sponsor the Aarti Thali, which we are going to, which you can come in over here and you can offer to Lord Jagannath in his transcendental once in a year Hathi Vesh. So anybody else would like to sponsor, you can always come back, but still anybody else would like to raise their hand as the bathing is, ceremony is going on? Yes, Swadesh Prabhu. So Swadesh Prabhu is going to sponsor Aarti Thali for 151. Let's thank him with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Anyone else? Yes, Dilip Prabhu is also going to sponsor Aarti Thali for the Hathi Vesh Mahaarati. Let's thank Dilip Prabhu with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So we have 4 sponsors. We have a lot of thalis to give away. So if anybody else would like to sponsor for 151, please reach out. Anybody else? Last time? No worries. So you can always come back at 8:30 when we have the grand darshan of Hathi Vesh. You can always come in here and we can give you the Aarti Thali. So now, without further ado, let's, yes, Prabhu. What's your name, Prabhu? Sudeep. Let's also thank Sudeep Prabhu for sponsoring the Aarti Thali with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So now we welcome His Grace Anuttama Prabhu and Rukmini Mataji to give the katha for the Snan Yatra festival.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prem Kishore Babu. So we'd like to welcome His Grace Anuttama Prabhu. Anuttama Prabhu is the area GBC for the Northeast section, also our GBC. Disciples of our Divine Grace, His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And with Mataji, Mother Rukmini, they will speak on today's Katha on Snan Yatra. Hare Krishna. So let's invite them with a loud Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Everybody can move forward. Please move forward. Yeah, please move forward. Turn off your cell phone. And everybody at the back, pin drop silence. Please turn off your cell phones. Hare Krishna.
She's going to go first and then I'll speak.
We have to place if you want to.
Want to get another chair? We could just have two chairs.
Slide over a little bit. We'll get another chair just like this one. That's good.
Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadhati Sapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Deshatarine Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhuvayeva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for inviting us tonight. Can I have a little quiet because I have a very important announcement to make. Shh. Shh. Okay, there's some breaking news. Breaking news that's very important. We just had this beautiful happy birthday ceremony for Lord Jagannath. But did you notice that the air conditioning was really, really strong? And people were using these gigantic fans to fan? So guess what? Lord... You're spoiling. Well, apparently... Lord Jagannath is going to get sick. No, my husband is just telling me he's not getting sick till Sunday. But I think because of all this fanning and because the air conditioning was really high, he's starting to get a cold. And so he usually, in Jagannath Puri, he eats 56 offerings a day, chapan bhog, all kinds of fancy rice and fried things. But when he's sick, he just gets soup, medicine, fruit juice. So it's a very, very difficult time. So everyone should really pray for Lord Jagannath because he's getting sick. Because of all this fanning and this kirtan, he was getting a headache. And he was getting sick from all the fanning. So usually he eats a lot. For the next 17 days, maybe plus a few until Sunday, he has to eat just soup, fruit juice, and Ayurvedic medicine. So everyone should pray for Lord Jagannath. Usually we pray to Lord Jagannath. Now we should pray for Lord Jagannath. So During this time in Puri, Lord Jagannath is in isolation and no one gets to see him. And during this time, Lord Chaitanya would go to Alalanath, which was like maybe, I think, 24 kilometers away. And because he couldn't stand the separation, not seeing Jagannath every day. So this is a very, very time of great feelings of separation. And so I have a question for all of you. You see this picture here of Krishna and Balaram herding the cows? See that? Okay, so when we see Jagannath and Balaram on the altar, why don't they look like that? They look different, right? They look very different. So there's a story behind that also. So what happened was, Krishna's wives in Dwarka were always hearing him in his sleep at night, but even during the day. Krishna was going, Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. Even though he had 16,108 beautiful wives in Dwarka, and they couldn't understand, why is he in his sleep? And even during the daytime, shh, this is a good story, so be quiet so you can hear it. Okay? So they couldn't understand, why is he calling these names? Who is this Radhe, Radhe? And who are these gopis that Krishna seems to love so much? And he's always calling their names. So they asked Rohini Devi, Balaram's mother, who was there in Dwarka. She was the only one in Dwarka who was there to witness the Vrindavan pastimes with Krishna and Balaram. So they asked her, who is this Radhe, Radhe, and who are these gopis? Because somehow they please Krishna so much more than we can please him. He's always calling their names. So Rohini said, I will tell you the pastimes of Vrindavan, but if Krishna and Balaram begin to hear these pastimes, they'll go into so much ecstasy that we won't even recognize their forms. So what will we do? So they all made a plan. They would ask Subhadra to guard the door, and they could discuss, they could hear from Rohini Devi about the beautiful Vrindavan pastimes, like this, how Krishna and Balaram would herd the cows, how they would kill so many demons. Balaram had his plow, and Krishna had his flute, and they had all their friends always playing so many jokes and so many tricks, feeding the monkeys. So Rohini Devi started to discuss these beautiful pastimes of Vrindavan, which none of these Dwarkavasis had seen or had witnessed. And Subhadra Devi was supposed to guard the door to make sure Krishna and Balaram didn't hear. So what happened, of course, Krishna and Balaram, they know everything. Even if they're in the next room, they can hear what you're saying, they can hear what you're thinking, right? They're in your heart, right? So they knew something was going on. So they ran to the door. And what happened was, when they were coming, already Subhadra, hearing these pastimes of Vrindavan, was overwhelmed with so much ecstasy that her form started to change. And her beautiful lotus arms started to go inside her body. And she changed into a very different looking form because she was overwhelmed with ecstasy. So she was supposed to be the chokidar, right? But she couldn't do her job. And so then what happened? Krishna and Balaram came to the door, and they're hearing this beautiful pastime inside spoken by their dear, second mother, Balaram's mother, Rohini. And they went into ecstasy also. And their beautiful lotus arms went in, and they went like this. And their eyes got really, really big. And their smiles got so big, gigantic smiles. And their feet went inside also. And they were almost like tortoises with all their limbs going inside their bodies because they were so overwhelmed with ecstasy just hearing Rohini Devi tell these pastimes of Vrindavan. So there's one more pastime that's very important to tell, is that this Jagannath Rath Yatra represents a time when there was a solar eclipse at Kurukshetra, and all the Dwarkavasis, all the soldiers of Kurukshetra, all the kings and great princes and kings, they all came there to bathe in the holy lakes at this time. But the residents of Vrindavan also came there at that time. And they all came to bathe in the holy lakes at the time of the solar eclipse. But they also heard that Krishna was there. And Krishna was in his big fancy royal tent with his big crown, heavy jewelry, weapons, and Balaram was there too. And they were all there with the kings and soldiers and elephants and noise. And but then the Brajavasis, they're just simple villagers who sit on the floor, like you're all in the mood of Brajavasis, right, sitting on the floor. So they're just simple villagers. They had a really simple tent, and they came there, but they couldn't really go into that fancy tent with all the kings and all the soldiers. So they were just in their little simple Vrindavan-style tent. But then Krishna made an excuse, and he sent all those soldiers away, and he went off to that tent to see the Vrajabasis. And he saw Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd boys. But then he made some pretext, and he asked them to go get some prasadam for him. And then he was left there with Radharani and the gopis. And they were seeing him, but he wasn't the same, because now he's wearing all these fancy clothes, fancy jewelry, heavy crown, gigantic earrings, and elephants, and noise, and weapons. And he wasn't like their simple Gopal that they loved in Vrindavan, who was just decorated with forest flowers and simple gunja mala. You know what gunja mala is? Gunja, these little seeds? Yeah. So he would just be decorated with gunja mala and decorations made from the clay of Govardhan. And so he wasn't the same. And so they wanted to bring him back to Vrindavan because they couldn't love him in this opulent way. So what they did was they pulled him on the chariot of their hearts and their love back to Vrindavan. And that is the meaning of this Rath Yatra festival. It's a pulling of Krishna and Balaram back to Vrindavan by the ropes of love of the gopis of Vrindavan. So this is the mood of the Rath Yatra festival, and these are a few thoughts to share with you. Hare Krishna.
Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. Shri Prabhupada Ki. So thank you all for this beautiful festival, and I was able to go on the altar, and Jagannath here is really big. He's really big. And Radha Shamasunda are really beautiful. And Gorni Tai are very ecstatic. So you're very fortunate to have these beautiful forms of the deities here to worship. So I want to thank Rukmini for reminding us. Some of us may not have remembered all of the stories that she just told. And I have a little different thought, which is, so as devotees, we're hearing these pastimes of the Lord. We're trying to render some service. What's the ultimate goal that we have, though? Is it to sit on the floor and hear these pastimes? And what's our goal? What's the goal as devotees? Do what? Service the devotees, okay, and what's our ultimate goal? Our ultimate goal is to enter those pastimes, right? We want to see those pastimes. We don't just want to hear about them like there's some kind of myth. We want to develop faith, we want to develop realization, we want to enter into those pastimes. So the next question is, how do we do that? How do we enter into those pastimes? What's required? And I have to say nice and loud. How? Serving the devotees? Good, that's a big piece of it. Good. What else? Hearing Krishna Katha, very good. What else we have to do? Chanting, very good. All the different 9 processes of bhakti, right? Why? Why do we have to engage in the 9 processes of bhakti? We're all part of this Sankirtan movement, right? So what does Lord Chaitanya say in the first sloka of his Shashastika prayers? What's the purpose of the Sankirtan? It says, all glory, all glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart. So we understand in our Vaishnava philosophy, we have an original relationship with Krishna. We originally were with Krishna. We made this foolish mistake to come into this material world, and we need to cleanse our hearts so we can go back again to Krishna. So I was listening to a lecture the other day. Prabhupada was saying, even if we have a little tiny desire for this material world, we come back here again. So we have to clean our hearts. So that means we shouldn't care about anything outside of our hearts, correct? We have to clean our hearts. We have to worship the deity, but we shouldn't really care about anything outside the deity, right? What should we care about? We should be compassionate to those. Absolutely, we should be compassionate to those. Which means, in part, it's our duty to make sure every person that drives on this property, number 1, feels welcome. Number 2, is happy to be here. I'll express that when Rukmini and I, we lived in Denver for many years. When we moved to Washington, D.C. Who's seen the new temple in Washington, D.C.? Raise your hands. It's a beautiful temple, isn't it? The first time we went to Washington, D.C., we'd heard there's many, many beautiful homes in the neighborhood. But the ISKCON temples, one house is okay, but the rest is not so nice. We came there, and we're driving down the street, and we're looking at all these nice houses, and we got to what seemed to be the temple property. And I thought, oh no, that can't be it. And we kept driving by until I realized, oh yes, that's it. And we turned around and we came back, and there were brahmacharis that were hanging their orange dhotis on clotheslines. Very expensive neighborhood. There was a police car was parked out in front that they had purchased that had the word police, but it was scraped off. You could still read police. That was security. There was about 6 weeks of grass growing up front. I think that was for the cow that lived in the other part of the property. And I was thinking, is this Prabhupada's movement? Because they're not understanding the need for us to clean our hearts and to clean everything else that we do. Oh, Rukmini's reminding me, okay. Then when we were first there, it was Janmashtami night, it was raining. And I have a very clear memory going into the kitchen of many, very happy, enthusiastic devotees. There was one devotee right by the door stirring some kind of chidwa or something, some dry product. It was supposed to be dry. But I counted, I stood there in amazement. There were 13 leaks in the ceiling. Drip, drip, some were drip, 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 drip. Some were going right in that pot. And I was thinking, this is Prabhupada's ISKCON? I'm not sure if it is. So we should hear these pastimes and be very ecstatic to want to enter those pastimes, but understand there's a price we have to pay, which is we have to be Krishna, what's the word? Krishna conscious, right? We're members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's described that the neophyte devotee, he sees the Lord in one place. Where? On the altar. Not the temple. He sees him on the altar. He doesn't see Krishna behind the altar. He doesn't see Krishna in front of the altar. He doesn't see Krishna in the parking lot. He doesn't see Krishna in the hearts of the other devotees. He only sees Krishna here. And that's wonderful. It's a good start. It's a very good start. But as we become a little bit more advanced in Krishna consciousness, we begin to see, well, the deity's on the altar, But the deity is also in the kitchen. Who owns the kitchen? It's Krishna's kitchen, right? Who owns the parking lot? Krishna's parking lot. Who owns the driveway? Krishna, right? So if it's Krishna's property, who are we? We are Krishna's servants, right? So we're trying to realize that we're Krishna's servants. Means we have to understand where is Krishna, what is Krishna's, and what does Krishna want. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was a little confused. I heard on a lecture Prabhupada gave in London, 1973, I believe. He said Arjuna was actually thinking about his own interest. He wasn't interested in Krishna's interest. Of course, he was temporarily covered over. So Prabhupada explained that the whole Gita was to help him understand what's Krishna's interest. So in the same way as devotees, we're kind of pulling ourselves out of this selfishness, thinking I'm the center, and trying to actually realize that Krishna's in the center. And if Krishna's in the center, that means I should do things that are pleasing to Krishna, even if they don't please me. Even if they don't please me. And I have to retrain my mind to accept those things that are favorable for devotional service and reject those things that are unfavorable. So I would just like to ask all of us, as Rukmini was sharing, just these two pastimes. We know Rath Yatra Parade is coming up. It's so wonderful. Kirtan is so wonderful. We should think that participating in this event is good, but it's not sufficient. I actually want to purify my heart, purify my mind, that I can enter into this relationship with Krishna. And doing that means I have to begin acting like a devotee, seeing everything in relationship with Krishna, doing everything in relationship with Krishna now. How many of you clean your house every week? Raise your hand if you clean your house at least every week. Only a few? I don't believe it. Raise your hands high if you clean your house at least once a week.
Women are back there.
Yeah, the women are back there. I can't see their hands. The men are up here. Yeah. So we clean, most of us, we clean, right? Kids, does your mom make your bed? Really? Oh, you took birth in a very special family. When I was a kid, I had to make my bed every single day. Not once a week, not once a month, every single day. So we should think, if I clean, how many of you clean dishes every day? Do you leave the dishes in the sink for weeks at a time? Oh, now the men's hand go up. Thank you. Now my faith in my gender is increasing. And more, did you notice? More hands went up on the men's side than the ladies' side on that one. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Prabhu. So we know every day we have to clean the dishes. We have to regularly. So I would just, in a similar way, please, Krishna's given us this beautiful temple. We shouldn't think it's, like somebody said, whose job is it to clean the parking lot? Right? How many times do we walk by the parking lot and not notice? But I can promise you, if Madhupati Prabhu told everybody, Prabhupada is coming next week, somehow he mystically reappeared in a physical form, and he's going to visit Central New Jersey Temple, I think you will all get very, very, very busy. Isn't it? In so many ways. You'd be running around thinking, what's Prabhupada going to see? There's a nice story when Prabhupada was he went on a morning walk, and some of the ladies, particularly I think under Jamuna's leadership, they did a special job cleaning his rooms. Very, very, very clean, and really did a maha cleanup. So Prabhupada came back and he noticed the room was especially clean. He didn't say anything. He sat down at his desk, and there was a small box. And he opened the box, and he ran his finger on the inside and held up the dust. And he opened his eyes like Jagannath, and he said, "Who has cleaned?" So those are the messages that Prabhupada gave us. When I first went to India as a new bhakta, I wasn't initiated yet, I was told, we have special service for you directly for Prabhupada. I said, oh, that's exciting. What is that? My service was every morning I had to go up on the roof and right after Mangal Artik and hold up my hand. And as soon as the sun was up far enough that I could see my hand, I was told to run, not walk, but run around. This is the Lotus building. It was the only building at that time. the samadhi was there, Bhajan Kunter. Run around and turn off every light. Run from the top floor to the next floor to the next floor and turn off every single light to make sure we didn't waste any energy. Because a few days before then, Prabhupada had seen how the devotees were wasting energy. He was very upset. There's another story. Prabhupada was going on his morning walk. It must have been, maybe it was raining one day or wasn't feeling good. He did his morning walk around the different floors of the Lotus building. And he came to one room, the old locks, like in India, we've all seen the door locks from the outside. There's not a key or anything. You lock the door and take the key. So there was one door was locked, and Prabhupada could hear the fan inside. Cha-chung, cha-chung, cha-chung. Prabhupada began knocking on the door. Who has done this? Demon. In ISKCON's international headquarters. Demon. Because why? They're lacking their Krishna consciousness. They're not thinking this fan belongs to Krishna, this electricity belongs to Krishna. They may be thinking Krishna's downstairs in the Pujari room, in the deity room, on the altar, but he's not up here. So please, on this special set of ceremonies, we know Jagannath comes out of the temple and goes and gives his darshan to maybe in part especially remind us he's not only in the temple. He comes out. And if we really, really want to hear these pastimes and have them go deep in our hearts, we need to work on our own consciousness a little bit. My mind tells me walk by whatever things that aren't done. Walk by whatever service could be done because I have to go have darshan. I would challenge you with this question. We know darshan really means the Lord seeing us. Should we prefer to have the Lord see us standing with our palms folded in front of him in the altar? Or maybe would he be more happy even seeing us as he does with his vision, doing some special service for him on the way to darshan? Sometimes we think, no, I got to rush to darshan. I can't pick up the paper. I can't fix this. I can't help with that. What's more pleasing to Jagannath? We should think like that. And we all know this big special ceremony. Lord Chaitanya himself, right? He went to clean the Gundicha temple. That's another big pastime. So was Lord Chaitanya showing us that once a year we should clean the temple? Once a year we should sweep. Once a year we should wash. I know I mentioned a couple of the pujaris, and this is not just a thing in this temple, it's in other temples too. I got to do some nice service on the pujari, and when I came out off the altar, where's the devotee who was helping me? Is he here? There was a nice devotee who was helping me. I came off the altar, he was in deep prayer. Those nice prayers, oh Lord, whatever I do, there might be some shortcoming, please overlook that. If I commit an offense, please overlook that. Please let me. Beautiful prayers. I had a hard time reading the prayers through the smoke-covered plastic on top of the prayers. And then one of the ladies was standing back there, and I saw there was something on the top of the shelf. And I realized, it's a calendar. Somebody must have left a new calendar up there. That's very nice. You know what year the calendar was? Take a guess. I'll give you a clue. It was in the 21st century. It was in the 21st. 2020. On top of the shelf in the Pujari room. So that calendar has been there probably for 5 years. How many devotees, not everybody's a Pujari, but how many devotees have walked by that calendar? How many days, how many nights, how many mornings, how many Mangal Artiks, how many Rajbhog Artiks, etc. Somebody's walked by and seen it and thought, that's not my service. But it's Krishna's Pujari room, and we're Krishna's devotees. We're Krishna's servants. We shouldn't think, I'm a Brahmin, I don't clean, or I'm not in the maintenance, or whatever. Just giving this example. So please, everybody think like that. Be aware of that. It's so important. And we know there's so many pastimes in our tradition of devotees who are very paka, doing nice paka seva, and other devotees that did very humble seva. And generally the humble seva goes back home, back to Godhead. The paka servant stays and they can be Paka for a few more lifetimes. So in Vaishnavism means being Paka means doing what Krishna wants and training ourselves to think. So I would challenge each of you, go home tonight, look around your house. Look around. If your house is cleaner than this temple, than the yard, than the landscaping, than the parking lot, next time you come here, help make sure that this temple is more clean. Because it's not just cleaning for Krishna. New people come. New people, when they drive down the street, they should think, oh, look at that Krishna temple. The place is so nice. I have to look in there someday. It's so clean, I have to go there someday. If those people have such good qualities, I want to find out why they have such good qualities. It should be like a magnet to attract people. They should be like that. And it can happen. It doesn't take much work. I mean, if everybody here did like 3 hours a week, it'd be phenomenal. Madhupati wouldn't know what to do, trying to schedule everybody, right? So please think like that. Don't think I'm too old. Don't think I'm too young. Don't think I'm the wrong gender. Don't think I have like Prabhupada said, a 2-paisa thread around my neck. I can't clean. What is that? That's not good. So we want to enter these pastimes that Rukmini was talking about. We have to clean our hearts, and we have to clean our hearts. We have to help clean our communities. Make sure that everything we do is an example of this purity. And then when we become pure, then Krishna says, oh, they want to be with me. Here's a person who puts my service ahead of everything else. So they should be in the spiritual realm, because that's what it's for. The spiritual world is not full of people that don't see things. Put on my blinders so I can don't do my darshan. The spiritual world is full of devotees that think, where is service for Krishna? How can I better serve Krishna? What can I do for Krishna? So, it's a beautiful temple. Please make it even more beautiful. It's a very attractive place. Please make it so attractive that people are knocking on the doors that they want to come here. Of course, which is manifested through our relationships with each other. So importantly, our Harinam programs, our book distribution. But we should think when we go out to try to attract people, are they attracted when they come? Okay. Prasadam is next. We reward them for sitting through this lecture. Very nice. So the curtains will open at what time? Okay, so they're doing some special. Okay. They're ready? Okay. Okay, and after our respective talks, I expect many people to come up and ask Rukmini lots of questions and try to avoid me. That's okay. But please take both messages to heart. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So let's thank both His Grace Anuttama Prabhu and His Grace, Her Grace, Rukmini Mataji with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And Mataji was right that the small Jagannath Baldev Subhadra deities which were bathed today, they are going to go on anniversary today at Krishna Namanand Prabhu's house. On Sunday will be the mirror Abhishek of big deities, and then they will go on the anniversary period. Both right. Very well.
It's very important. It's very important. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Those of you that are married know that it's very important. Both have to be right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Today, as you see the beautiful darshan of Hathivesh, we will sing Jagannatha Ashtakam. And as you hear Jagannatha Ashtakam, you could experience and relish and internalize, as Prabhu was mentioning, about this beautiful pastime and enter into the pastime. So those who have sponsored the Aarti Thali can come this side. We will give you the Aarti Thali. And so sit back and experience this beautiful once in a year Hathivesh as we sing Jagannatha Ashtakam together. The project. Can I take this row? Can I take this?
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। जगन्नाथाष्टकं पुण्यं यप्पडेत् प्रयदसुजिः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा विष्णुलोकं सगच्छति। जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपदगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपदगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपदगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथस्वामी कदाचित् कालिन्दीतड विपिन संगीत करावो। कदाचित् कालिन्दीतड विपिन संगीत करावो। मुदा भीरी नारी वद कमल सुद मधुपा। मुदा भीरी नारी वद कमल सुद मधुपा। रमा शंभु ब्रह्मामर पदी गणेशार्चित पदो। रमा शंभु ब्रह्मामर पदी गणेशार्चित पदो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे। भुजे सव्य वेणुं शिरा शिशिगे पिच्चं कडितडे। भुजे सव्य वेणुं शिरा शिशिगे पिच्चं कडितडे। दुःखुलं नेत्रान्ते सघ चरकडाक्षं विदादे दुःखुलं नेत्रान्ते सघ चरकडाक्षं विदादे सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन मसदिलीला परिचयो सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसदिलीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ महम्बोधिस्थिरे कन करुचिरे नील शिखरे महम्बोधिस्थिरे कन करुचिरे नील शिखरे वसन प्रसाद सहज बलभद्रेन बलिन वसन प्रसाद सहज बलभद्रन बलिन सुभद्रा मध्यस्था सखा सुरसेवा वसरदो सुभद्रा मध्यस्था सगल सुरसेवा वसरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे कृपा पारवारा सजा जलद श्रेणी रुजिरो कृपा पारवारा सजा जलद श्रेणी रुजिरो रमावाणी रामास्फुर अमल पंकेरुकमुख रमावाणी रामास्फुर अमल पंकेरुकमुख सुरेन्द्रेराराध्या श्रुति गणशिग गीत चरिदो सुरेन्द्रेराराध्य श्रुति गणशिख गीत चरिदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी भवतु मे रथारूढो गच्छन् पदि मिलितभूदेव पटले रथारूढ गच्छन् पदि मिलितभूदेव पटले स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रदे पदम् उपकर्ण्य सदया स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रदे पदमुपकर्ण्य सदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सखा जगदं सिन्धु सुदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सखा जगदां सिन्धु सुदया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी अवतु मे जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी अवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी परम ब्रह्म पीडा कुव लयदलोद्भुल्ल नयनो परम ब्रह्म पीडा कुव लयदलोद्भुल्ल नयनो निवासी नीलाद्रौ निहितचरणो नन्द शिरसि निवासी नीलाद्रौ निहितचरणो नन्द शिरसि रसानन्दो राधासर सवपुरालिङ्गन सुघो रसानन्दो राधासर सवपुरालिङ्गन सुघो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी न वैयाचे राज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्यविभावम् न वैयाचे राज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्यविभावम् नायाचेहं रम्यां सग जनकाम्यं वरवधुं नायाचेहं रम्यां सग जनकाम्यं वरवधुं सदा काले काले प्रमतपति न गीत चरितो सदा काले काले प्रमतपति न गीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे 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 हरत्वं संसारं द्रुदा तारं न सारं सुदपदे हरत्वं संसारं द्रुदा तरं न सारं सुदपदे हरत्वं पापानं विदातिमापारं यदा पदे हरत्वं पापानं विदातिमापारं यदा पदे अहो दीने नादे निहि चरणो निश्चिदम् इदम् अहो दीने नादानिहि चरणो निश्चिदम् इदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ भव ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಯನ ಪದಗಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಯನ ಪದಗಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಕದಾಚಿತ್ ಕಳಂದಿ ತಡ ವಿಪಿನ ಸಂಗೀತ ಕರಾವೋ ಕದಾಚಿತ್ ಕಳಂದಿ ತಡ ವಿಪಿನ ಸಂಗೀತ ಕರಾವೋ ಮುದಾ ಭೀರಿ ನಾರೀವದ ಕಮಲ ಸುದ ಮಧುಪ ಮುದಾ ಭೀರಿ ನಾರೀವದ ಕಮಲ ಸುದ ಮಧುಪ ರಮಾ ಶಂಭು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಮರ ಪದಿ ಗಣೇಶಾರ್ಚಿತ ಪದೋ ರಮಾ ಶಂಭು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಮರ ಪದಿ ಗಣೇಶಾರ್ಚಿತ ಪದೋ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಯನ ಪದಗಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಯನ ಪದಗಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಯನ ಪದಗಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಭವತು ಮೇ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ರಾಮ ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ 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 ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಹರೇ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ ജഗന്നാഥാഷ്ടകം പുണ്യം യത്പടേത് പ്രയതസുജിഗി സർവപാപവിശുദ്ധാത്മാ വിഷ്ണുലോകം സഗച്ഛതി. ശ്രീ ജഗന്നാഥ് ബലദേവ് സുഭദ്ര മയ്യാ കി. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा आविर्भाव महा महोत्सव की. श्री राधा गौर प्रेमान.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare